Hey guys, Boji here, and in this video I want to talk about how to level up your design career. Now, I myself have been a designer for over the past 10 years, focusing mainly on UI, UX, and also web design. And I have worked with many designers and also hired many designers. And over this time, some patterns emerged and they are very clear. So one of the first things which you're going to focus on, or that most designers focus on, rightfully so, when they're first starting out, is the ins and outs of designs. So design theory, the tools such as Figma or Webflow if you're a web designer, and you really want to master all of those elements. And it's important, don't get me wrong, it's important to master Figma. It's important to understand the basics of and also the advanced concepts around color psychology, typography, design systems, and how they all relate to each other. But what I realized is that the key stepping stone, once you have that base knowledge and your design skills are constantly being sharpened by your work that you're doing on a daily basis, pretty much, you're going to notice that designers who are going to get ahead also have other skills which complement the main design skills. And it's going to depend if you're going to work, for example, for a company. It's going to depend if you're going to work by yourself, which ones of those skills are going to be more important. Because, for example, if you're going the corporate route and you want to work at one of the FANG companies, or simply put one of the many enterprise companies that there are out there, you're going to notice that people skills are going to become even increasingly important, as well as management skills. So it's not just about you creating this pixel perfect design in Figma and calling it a day pretty much, but you're going to notice that there's going to become more dynamics at play, and there's going to be also more bureaucracy, and how you navigate in some of those situations is really going to dictate how well you're going to do in the long run. Because as you're going to graduate in your career, you're going to need to learn some leadership skills, for example, and other skills which are parallel to design. Now, on top of that, regardless if you're going into that route or maybe into entrepreneurship, maybe you want to become a successful consultant or freelance designer, and you want to basically be your own boss, quote unquote, you're going to need business skills as well. So you're going to need to learn about marketing, advertising, and even though you don't necessarily need to go into the nitty-gritty of it, you don't need to, for example, learn how to set up a Facebook ad or anything like that, but you need to understand the high-level concepts. So why companies are even hiring you in the first place? It's actually part of a bigger picture view. So the scope and the KPIs that are measured at a high level are going to be different than your KPIs as designer, which might be having a design which fulfills the user experience. But you need to understand that from a business perspective, sometimes the goal is simply going to be to get more sales or increase conversions or reduce churn rate. So you're going to need to become familiar with businesses in general and how they operate, why they operate. So these are all concepts which aren't directly taught in design school, but they're very important. And they come up all the time, because especially if you're working with founders, you're going to realize really soon that yes, typography, color systems, and all of these elements which we adore are important, but they are simply a tool to a actual different goal. So you want to utilize these elements as a tool in order to accomplish the goals that the business wants. And having a base of business knowledge is definitely going to become very, very important. By the way, big shout out to this iOS kit. I couldn't find the author, otherwise I would have mentioned it. Just love it. I believe it's on UI8. Can't really remember. If anyone does know the author, definitely big shout out. But that being said, I also wanted to take a moment and personally recommend to do some freelancing if you have only been working in corporate, and try to get corporate or enterprise experience if you have only been freelancing. And the reason being is that I believe if you work with startups and you also work with larger companies, you're going to understand the different directions. First of all, you're going to become a better designer, I believe, 100%, because at the startup level, things need to move faster than in enterprise. And in enterprise, so basically you get a level of practicality which is hard to put into words. You're most likely also going to work directly with founders, and you're going to develop a stronger business sense overall. While if you're working corporate or with enterprise companies, the dynamics are different. And I believe each and every designer should have at least a taste of both, so that you can see which path is better for you. And that being said, I'm actually curious to hear from you. So what are the questions which you'd like me to answer when it comes to this topic? Because I realize it's such a broad topic. It's really difficult if I do not have someone in front of me that I can use as a case study, for example. But even more than that, that I can understand their individual needs, because there's a lot of variables at play when it comes to leveling up. But these are kind of like the high level points that I wanted to touch upon. And if I could help only one person with this video, that's definitely great news. So I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to learn more about UI UX and web design in general, feel free to check out the other videos on my channel. Cheers.